Good afternoon, everyone. My name's TJ, and today I'll be interviewing Tugboat Tyler, head coach of the Bedford Beedrills. How are you doing today?
I'm pretty good. It's your boy Tuggy T, Tugboat Tyler, the friendly neighborhood tugboat, back at again here with the amazing content with my boy TJ.
Love it, love it. So, I believe this is like your first draft league here in Draftarig, right?
Correct.
So, someone who's just in their first draft league here, tell me, what has your experience been like in Hearthflame League?
Uh, Specifically with Heart Flame League, there is half of us are pretty rowdy and half of us are pretty chill. Made a couple pretty good friends. I wouldn't say friends, acquaintances. I like the banter back and forth. When I'm actually around, I've had a busy couple weeks, so I haven't really been able to jump in and participate with a lot of the commenting going on. But there's some really cool people in there. Everyone's pretty chill. No one trash talks, which is cool. Really good to see the opening environment. 'Cause a couple leagues I have seen have been pretty toxic. So that's a nice change of pace.
Oh yeah, here we like to stress about community and positive experience because as much as competitive as it can be, we think that it's just uh, a place where people should like just have fun. You know, like the banter is all going to be part of it, but no one should really be hurt by it. And if they are, then
Oh yeah, for
they can.
sure.
All right, so this is week 7, and unfortunately the Beedrills have yet to earn a win as of now. How has the morale been like in the locker room? Um,
Morale's been pretty high. Like I said, we're playing this season for fun. So as long as we go out there and try our best and we don't get too anxious about the situation, it should be fine. For the most part, we've had some really good runs. There's only been like I think 2 weeks where I got 6-0'd,
yeah.
and those were kind of overwhelming losses. A little bit of morale loss there, but coached the team out of it. We came up with some new strats, tried some new things, and we just got back in our usual groove.
So like one of the things that stands out immediately about your team is that it's an all bug team. You want to talk more about like what was the process behind that and for the draft?
Yeah. So when Scarlet and Violet came out, I
Mm-hmm.
started trying to prep a team for actual tournaments
Yeah.
because I was trying to get back into competitive play, and so I was on cart building a team, and I built this team of Mons I really liked, and then I missed the first tournament entry, so unfortunately I wasn't able to make it in. But then I was like, okay, I'll catch the next one. But then I realized I'm not really a big fan of Terra typing, and then they announced the prehistoric Mons and the future Mons to be allowed, and I was like, okay, well, whatever. And then I realized everyone was just playing the same team, so I kind of just fell out of competitive for a little bit. So when I came back to competitive, trying to find a new league that sounded kind of fun, I was invited to this very friendly server, and I was looking through and I was trying to come up with anything in my head that sounded remotely fun. And I play a lot of Nuzlocke, so I
Yeah.
enjoy picking really bad Pokemon and pushing them to the extreme and seeing what heights I can take them to. And I really enjoy
Mm-hmm.
bug types. Beedrill is obviously my favorite. So I was like, I'm just gonna go all bug and see if we can get anything out. Like, doesn't have to be a win. It can just be a small victories, knockouts here or there, but just have fun and try to take these bug types that no one ever plays up to new heights.
Yeah, that's definitely a way to go. Like hype and stuff like that. You did stick to the theme. They're all bugs.
Absolutely.
And you've had some interesting sets, I have to say. So like I said, despite the fact that, you haven't had a win, you had some matches here that are pretty close. Like, what's been like you think your favorite match overall, like regardless
Um,
of the outcome?
I think the most hype and fun I had, and I think it was 2 weeks ago. I can't remember who I was fighting, but I started off strong, and then the mid game Mega Aggron just kind of
Oh yeah, you're up against
called me out to
Fainter.
the point. Yeah, Fainter, and he played really well, and I feel like that was one of my best showings of what I could actually do as a
Mm-hmm.
player
So I'm just
until
yeah, till like the very end,
that
right?
wall came up, and then yeah, Urshifu just outsped I think 3 or 4 months for the knockout.
Yeah, so I'm guessing because of the fact I was actually watching some of your replays prior to that. So do you think that because of the fact that it was burned, you were like, you know what, I can't really, it doesn't even matter if I go for the bullet punch with the scissor?
Yeah, for the most part, it was
Okay.
like, man, I don't feel like I'm gonna be able to get over this wall right now.
Uh,
I think in that match, Beedrill and Caesar ended up getting burned, so they both kind of felt like
yeah,
they were in the
Yeah.
water. So it was like, man, not much I can do.
Yeah, I think at one point I was waiting for you to do like a Volcarona like setup with sweeper thing, but it didn't happen. But it's everyone has their own sets that they use, so hopefully.
Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of setup. Um, unfortunately, I know how strong they are and
Mm-hmm.
how it can change the pace of a game.
Yeah.
It's just not fun to me. If it sounds weird, it's just not fun to like, oh, I'm just gonna sit here and click Quiver Dance on Volcarona and then go +6 and hop off. It's just like, but what if I bring physical Volcarona? I do some shenanigans. Now that sounds fun.
Yeah. No, I mean it's definitely different. Like you said, it's gonna be harder to play to its strengths that way. But if that's what you don't want to do, then that's your choice.
Oh yeah.
Um. So going back to your team, there's been 3 Mons that have yet to touch the field. Is there any reason why those 3 Mons, Shedinja, or Beetle, or Excelgor, have yet to play a game?
Looking at the matches, um, I just feel like there hasn't been a good chance to bring them in. For me personally, looking through the teams, like Shedinja is incredibly, he has strong, but he's also incredibly weak. Like if anyone bring hazards and I bring him out, he's just, you know, or priority sucker punch. I feel like a lot of mons have access to that. Uh, and then I brought Cutie Fly for the counter specifically set up, but it didn't work out as planned. I brought Scolipede once, looking to bring him back in. I think I maybe brought a Celigor. I was planning to bring him and I didn't.
Okay.
But I'm using a Celigor for the first time, so testing some stuff, trying
Gotcha.
other things here and there. Obviously, I hope to wow in the last match. I'm bringing some new mods, some new moves, new experiences to the team. Bringing some off the bench, putting some onto the bench. I felt like I've had too much time, and just see how it goes.
All right. Yeah, I was very surprised to see that that Parasect gets a little bit more usage than Shedinja because, at least to me, like Parasect has Spore, but it's kind of slow and its typing makes it very vulnerable to fire. But that's just my opinion. Um,
Yeah, very true, very true. That's kind of why I just bring it for. I think I specifically brought it both times with Focus Sash and Spore just to get a sleep off to try and maybe put fire users to sleep.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that makes
And
perfect sense.
yeah, it worked once, but other than that, he really pretty fragile for the most part. I feel like, but as a whole bug team, all the weaknesses are kind of glaring, so it's kind of hard to play around that sometimes.
Yeah. So the people that you have faced, who do you think has been like your toughest opponent?
Toughest opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check. Forget their name, but I believe I played them last week, and it was just a complete blowout.
Oh, okay. I think I know. Let me see if I can pull up their
Uh,
name right. Oh, Chiming Paradise, right?
yes, they absolutely wrecked me and just pushed me in. The Jellicent just completely annihilated
Yes.
me. So good on them. Like, you know, they played really well. Like I said, I've been 6-0'd a couple times, and they're one of them, and they played it extremely well. And just it felt like an overwhelming wall that I couldn't get around.
Hmm. So I know like week 7 hasn't really finished, and then week 8's coming along. Are like with these last like 2 weeks, are you planning, or like with the last week, are you planning to make any trades for
Um,
for the team?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I picked these Pokemon specifically because they're low usage rate, so I figured we would just try to see where they would go. And so far, I've had some surprises. Galvantula just came in clutch a couple times. He got like 3 knockouts in one game, so that was really neat to see. Volcarona, of course, it's Volcarona. Beedrill is just my boy. Gotta have the boy in there, the first
Mm-hmm.
round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then I picked Scolipede because I thought Speed Boost could be kind of interesting, but I've never used one before, so I'm learning the ins and outs of that. Same way like a Celigor, Pheromosa. I've never used Pheromosa a day in my life. And then Parasect just because he gets access to Spore and can set up potential like Sun plays if I need him to, because that may be a route I was looking to go at some point.
Okay. So of the mons that you picked, they're obviously like ones that you really wanted. Who's the one do you think has been like the most underwhelming for you? Like you were surprised by like what they couldn't do for you, and as far as games.
I think as of right now, I hate to say it, it's Beedrill.
Uh, it's
As much as I
it's
do love Beedrill, everyone plans for it because I know I'm gonna bring it, and then he just gets it hits with like a burn, or I can't get in with a fell stinger to knock anything out to get the attack boost, or they're just ready to take care of him every point
yeah,
and turn.
yeah. I've noticed a lot of burns. It's a shame that obviously like since it's a mega beater, I can't really like heal it or like rest it off. But well, maybe you'll be able to switch into Volcarona, predict the burn, and then you can just pop off with it.
Yeah, that's definitely something I need to be working on. Not that I don't take my matches seriously, but like I said, I'm just playing for fun 90% of the time. So I just click some wild stuff and see what happens, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Mhm. Mhm. All right. So you want to tell me more about like the Bedford Beedrills? Like, what's the source of like? I know you said Beedrill is like your favorite, but like, what's the source of inspiration behind Beedrill being your favorite Pokemon, or why the mascot?
Uh, I, I'm definitely allergic to bees. So
Oh.
when I was a kid, I got stung by 3 wasps simultaneously, and it almost killed me and sent me to the hospital. All kinds of stuff. Had to get all these needles and shots, and so I was pretty young when I discovered Pokemon. But my mom wouldn't let me play the games because she was like, "Oh, it causes seizures." There's the whole electrode episode in China.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah. I was gonna say I
yeah,
wonder what you're referencing specifically because like that makes a lot more sense.
yeah.
But
There's a banned episode where it caused a bunch of kids overseas to have seizures,
wow.
and so my mom was freaking out about that. And so my cousin gave me a copy of Pikachu Yellow, and I played it, and I kept wanting Beedrill, but Beedrill's not available in that game. As a sprite for it's really clean. There's some really good sprites, some really bad sprites in Yellow, and Beedrill is like one of the best ones. And so I've always just kind of like had this attraction to bees, even though they can kill me. I also think they're very beautiful creatures and very cool. And so that's kind of where that came from. And my hometown was Bedford, Indiana. So where I'm
Oh,
from.
okay.
So I was just like, man, I want to have Beedrill as a mascot. But I couldn't think of like any states or towns or any sports teams that had anything that would be good for like a bee
Yeah,
outside of a
yeah.
few of them. So I was like, I'm just gonna pick my hometown and Bedford and then Beedrills because they kind of have BED in it, so it works out.
Oh well, yeah. It all worked out.
And of course,
Looks and the
yeah, and
and
of
the
course
logo
with the
looks cool.
logo, it's
Honestly,
yeah, it's just Hotski stuff and Cowboy Bebop stuff, just some of my interest. I the first one I made, I really wasn't into because I wanted to have the Akatsuki clouds, but it looked very flat to me. So I sat down with a stylus on my phone and an editing tool and just kind of scraped all that out to make the new one. I think it came out pretty good. Could use some touch ups, but looks pretty good.
no, I agree. It's definitely good. I give credits to anyone who wants to like go out and make their logo. I've had to actually ask people to make all of my logos for me, which I don't mind, but I wish I
Yeah.
could just take the risk and do it. Um, so I know, like prior to the interview, you talked about like how you had like maybe one like draft league experience in like some tournaments here and there, but like what's been like your first? So Pokemon Yellow was like your first experience with Pokemon, you said?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure was.
And then have you gotten to play like the newer gens? It's hard to tell like who plays the new gens because
I
people come
played
and
every
go.
game that has came out.
Okay.
So yeah, I've kind of been all over the board on it. I at least try to play the stories. Whether or not I play competitively, it just depends on the
Yeah.
formats of the games and whether or not I like any of the Pokemon. So like some of my favorites are like Kingler,
Yeah.
Beedrill, obviously, Crawdon, Struggle. I really like the crab Pokemon too, so Clawzer's up there for me as well, and just stuff like that. So it was really cool to see some of the Mons. I really like Donphan, so seeing Donphan get 2 new forms was wild. I was super hyped for that, so I run Great Tusk and Scarlet and Violet a lot.
Yeah, they're both pretty solid mons, honestly. So, where does Gen 6 rank? Because it brought like Mega Beedrill for you.
Uh, so I was 18 when that game came out. I think I had just graduated high school, and my wife, who was my girlfriend then, was working, and I had just graduated high school, so I didn't have money or anything. So she bought me a 2DS and bought me Y. So it meant a lot to me. And then I didn't know Beedrill had a Mega because I didn't know anything about the game because I didn't have a 3DS or 2DS or anything to play that one on.
Oh.
So when I played the game and I learned that Beedrill was in it, and then I could get Mega Beedrill, it blew my mind, and I was super happy because he was also super competitively viable at that point in time too. So people were running it, and it was really cool to see it.
Okay.
I think he was considered S tier at that point in time for a few years, and then
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, because it hits very hard and it's pretty fast. But as a power creep sits in, from generation to generation, it's still obviously like strong. It's just
oh yeah,
has to worry about like certain threats.
yeah.
So who actually? So you said before that someone invited you to the server. So who was that person, if you remember?
I don't know. I made a Reddit post, and Pokemon Draft League was looking for a team,
Oh, okay. So it might have been
and
like
then
Goes or Flygon or
yeah,
one of the DLCs. All right, well, shout out
I
to
could
them
check.
for helping bring in more people to the community. Like, we love to like have new people join and see what they can do or have fun, things like that.
I think it was Marvelous Spider-Man was the Reddit name.
Interesting. Okay. So, like, as you can see, that we have a large server, a lot of people, a lot of leagues, over 100 this season. It's been a growing community, over the past 2 years, a few years. So do you get to watch like any of the other matches at all in like other leagues and
I
things like
have
that?
popped in here or there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Unfortunately, I have been really busy. My life got really
Oh
busy
yeah,
about the time
that's
it
fine.
started, unfortunately. So when I do pop in and see, it's pretty cool to see all the leagues. I've never been at a league of this size
Yeah,
before. That's
yeah.
definitely different. And like I said before, a few of the leagues that have been in it have been pretty toxic, or
Gosh.
it's just hard to want to watch those matches because the people make it a bit as obnoxious as possible. But so far here, everyone seems really welcoming, and the matches seem really fun. And there's like no hard feelings, and people know it's just at the end of the day, it is what it is. Just play for fun, try your hardest, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, glad to hear. But yeah, I was mostly curious to know if there was any like team that you're rooting for, things like that.
Probably my boy Flywinged with the Flareons, Phoenix Flareons. He's currently sitting at the top of the Hurtling League, so hopefully he can clutch it out for me and the boys and the Beedrills.
Yeah, it's looking right. I was just looking good right now for Flywing the Phoenix Flareons. They're currently first, like you said. We shall see how it goes for them, because they fought a few of the people in the playoffs. That are ranked enough for the playoffs. We'll see like how things go. 2 weeks from now, but I think he definitely has potential to win it all. He feels that way too.
Oh, for sure. Oh, I can tell. I hope he takes it home. I think he deserves it. He's been really active in the community and making sure people feel welcome and have a good time. So I feel like he definitely deserves it. Not that anyone else doesn't deserve it, but he
Hmm.
feels like a pillar of our Flame League.
Yeah. No, no. I think it's good to like there's always gonna be that one person in the league that helps keep the enthusiasm going, and makes it more than just like uh you want to fight now type deal. Like I think
Oh yeah,
it makes it
I
like a
think
different
he was my
experience.
first round matchup too, so that was also nice.
Yeah.
We built a
Um.
little bit of a bond during the draft, so it was nice to be able to face him in round one.
So I know that like for the most part your plan was just to like draft bugs, but was there any like snipes that like happened for you?
Not really. I didn't want Genesect at all, just because I don't really care for Genesect.
Hmm.
I know some people wanted Galvantula, and so I went ahead and picked that up early. So that was nice to get because I like Galvantula's design a lot. And then I was possibly going to pick up Ninjask, but I think it also got taken. So I ended up,
Really?
yeah.
I'm curious
I
because
think it was just someone's throwaway pick, but I was like, I'll get Ninjask, and then it got picked before it could get back to me. I was like, oh, well, that's wild.
okay, it's actually it's not currently no one has it on their roster.
Oh, because before someone did. Maybe it was something else I was thinking of.
Well, if you end up changing your mind, it is on the board for next week maybe.
I got to close out with my team, man. They've been through thick and thin with me.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's completely fair. Um, so what's it called? Before I close out this interview, is there anything that you want to like share about yourself or anything to your whoever fans are out there cheering for that first win for the Beedrills?
Uh, Thank you guys for supporting us this season. I know I haven't played the best, and the team is sometimes fallen a little bit short of expectations, but thank you for believing us and still believing in us. I'm glad you all enjoy the matches and my antics, and thanks for just cheering me on and being there for the guys.
And there you have it, head coach of the Bedford Beedrills, Coach Tugboat Tyler. We look forward to your future games, and we hope to see you next season.
Yep,
Thank
I'll be
you.
here for sure.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.